So from a C-suite perspective, I think the most important thing is to think about how an organisations can open their minds to what else is going on in the wider markets. It's very difficult because there's so much going on. They're running an existing business, quite often with the legacy challenges, the regulatory challenges, the tax challenges, so much going on, and consumer behavioural activity going on. But it's finding the time to be able to stretch the mind and think about how can we work with new partners in the industry, other industries, and think about their end customers, their big suppliers, etc. How can they become customers? How can they become partners in the future and working together? Big data allows you to do that. It allows different worlds to emerge. Rather than be taken out and acquired and be part of a bigger organisation, stand alone and work with the organisation. I'm not a believer that some of the big technology companies, like the Googles and the Amazons and the Apples, etc., really want to be an insurer. And I could be proven wrong by the time this gets published. But the reality is, why would they want to take that risk? Why don't they need that capital in their balance sheet? It's a very, very different business model. The skill set resides in the insurance industry. That's where the skill set, that's where the experience is. So working together is going to be far more important. Absolutely, these companies can take some of the value chain, and actually one can argue, why was that value chain in the insurance industry in the first place? It's almost some insurers have merged themselves into end-to-end supply chain propositions. The reality is, if focus back on what the real skill set is, we've got a massive market to go after. As I said, 80% of the market is not insured at the moment. There's an enormous market to go after. Focus on the core skills and lean organisations, smarter use of technology, leveraging data much more efficiently, and really providing a really, really tight customer service proposition to what's needed in the marketplace. There are probably many insurers that might feel they're slow off the mark and that others are overtaking them. That may or may not be the case. It's difficult to judge, but what I would say is don't panic. Yeah, insurance companies' brands tend to emerge over many, many years. Is thinking about how they could be smarter. It may be the right thing to sell up from the shareholders' perspective. That might be the right thing to do. It might be just right to just focus on one big core area of business and get it really, really right and reinvent themselves while they're still managing the old and jettison part of the business. Yeah, maybe geographic parts of the business, maybe product lines, maybe distribution lines. Really, really understand what are the profitable parts of the business. Quite often, big insurers have great brand names they're associated with, big distributors, bank insurers, etc., but they're losing money hand over fist. And so I'd say big decisions on just cutting the ties with some of those and really focusing on where they see value in the future. Where's the future of if they believe in our vision of where the future of insurance is going to be, really, really focus on that. And that's where the excitement's going to be. Saying an insurance company is going to turn into insurtech or fintech, I think analysts have got over that one now. I think analysts think, well, yeah, really, are you really going to do that? How you can work with insurtechs and fintechs, how can you actually leverage the skills and move it? Absolutely. But I think it needs to be careful on the language now. Analysts are getting smart with some of the rhetoric that's in the marketplace, and I think it's really just focusing on where that future model is and build out that and focus on that while they're trying to work out what they do with the legacy and the infrastructure around them. Working tightly, of course, with the regulators who will have a very strong opinion on this.